What's up, everybody? The time has come for a laundry room remodel. As you can see, this has kind of become a catch-all for all kinds of things. And it's just not a comfortable and nice space, and we want to improve that. Back over here, I have a bunch of equipment. I used to brew beer. I don't really have time for it anymore. I want to keep some of that, but the stuff I don't ever plan to use again, I'm going to get rid of. And we're going to open this space up and move the refrigerator over here and make the space a little bit more functional. I got some pretty cool ideas. Probably going to get a new washer and dryer unit to go in here, cabinetry, shelves, all kinds of things. But first, I got to clear this space out. So let's get started. All right, so we got the space all cleared out, and the next thing that's got to go is this shelf. This thing is pretty much useless. I mean, it catches a whole bunch of stuff, but it's not really like we can hang anything on it. It does really nothing. Plus, it doesn't look good. So I want to get this out of here, possibly do some cabinetry, maybe some open shelves, but also I want to put this refrigerator in this open space that I just cleared, and in order for it to fit, the shelf's got to come out. So here we go. This is a good way to get out any extra aggression that you might have built up. Get your little 3-pound sledge here. Check it out. Okay, with that shelf out of the way, now we just need to get this cleat off the wall, and I get to use this cool tool. I got this a while back, but I haven't ever had a chance to use it. I do plan on doing some door casings, some window casings around the house. I'm gonna have to remove some trim around my doors. This thing's gonna get a lot of use then, but I'm gonna break it in right now. It's a trim puller, so if you ever got a bunch of trim to pull off the wall, I think this is gonna be pretty cool. I've seen it used before, but I'm about to give it a go. Here it is, no turning back now. Finally get the space how I want it, so that now I can take this refrigerator and move it against this wall and then start to envision how the space is going to come together. I didn't fully have a plan as to what I was going to do past this point because I'm not real sure of the design, if and when we're going to get new machines. But once I get this refrigerator in this place, I can start to put all that together, finalize my design, and start getting some materials. I might do shiplap along this wall. I have a feeling I might have to lower the laundry connections over here to get those out of the way. I want to do something with this clean out to kind of make it disappear. I'm at this. Okay, so although I'm far from finished, I'm likely finished for the day. It's time to move on and start the planning stage and the designing stage of how the space is going to come together. That's going to be the fun part. This is going to take me a little while to get this project, but it can't take too long because everything's in complete disarray. So stay tuned to see what happens here in this laundry room. All right, so I've repaired all the damaged walls from where I ripped off that shelf, and now it's time to just let all that dry, and then I'm gonna texture the walls. I've got an orange peel texture, and for small jobs like this, I like to use a canned orange peel spray texture. So now it's time to figure out what color to paint on these walls. The washing machine dryer that we got is in the gray family, almost black, very dark, and the cabinetry is gonna be white. So we're gonna warm it up just a little bit with a gray tone, but not quite sure which one to pick just yet. Now everything is all sanded smooth, and I've haphazardly taped off anything that I don't want to get texture on. And I'm about to start spraying the walls with this texture. I put it on the heavy setting. I'm going to spray it real good with that. And if I feel like it needs it, I'm going to go over it again with the light setting. So back behind me here, you can see the old wall color, and this is the new wall color, dolphin fin. This is completely dry now. I wanted you to see the difference between the two. I wanted to warm it up a little bit in here. I wanted it to be gray, but I didn't want it to be too dark because it's a very small space. I actually like how it's all coming together. I like how the black pops off of it. I like how the white pops off of it. And I think it's gonna look great whenever I get the cabinets hung up, and I'm still hoping I can get to those tonight. Been working outside building a wood top for this washer and dryer, but I'm at a stopping point, so I got to do something else while I have time. And next thing on the list is this light fixture. I can't stand this fluorescent light fixture, so I got a cool new one, and I'm gonna get started installing it. Let's go. So it's time to start building the top for the washer and dryer. And today I'm gonna be using some pine 2x10s that I bought. Check it out. This is what I'm gonna be using today. And although I don't want it to look perfect, these are pretty rough. So I'm gonna mill them down with the table saw and use the planer as well. My plan is to get these all milled down really nice and all the same thickness. And then I'm gonna join them together with the biscuit joiner. And then I'm gonna stain it and put some rubber feet on it so it sits on top of the washer and dryer, and we can put all of our everyday essentials on top of it. Most of you know I have a multi-purpose garage, including all of my gym equipment. So I got me some plastic drop cloths to throw over that so I can kind of try to mitigate this sawdust, because the planer as well as the table saw throws a ton of dust around. To keep the sawdust problem a little bit under control, I use my shop vac and hook it up to my saws and everything. Check out what it collected. All that would have been all over the garage. I'm back out here in the garage and I'm about to start sanding this washer and dryer top. It was bowing a little bit, so I added some weights to try to level it out while it dried. I did end up adding some toe screws for some extra sturdiness, so I'm gonna have to go in with some wood filler and fill some of those holes. In the meantime, it's almost time to install cabinet hardware. And I'm a little stuck on whether I should go modern or a little bit more classic. So I got a couple of choices and I'm gonna put them up here and let you vote on it, see what you think. All right, so we're all sanded down. I saved you that video though because there's nothing exciting about watching somebody sand. Now it's time to get some color on it. I've got a Stain Plus Poly. This is a water-based version by Behr. I've never used it before, so I'm excited to check it out. You may have thought I was finished with my laundry room remodel whenever I finished this top for the washer and dryer. However, I am not. As you can see the bottom side of this cabinetry. I don't like that. So I want to cover that up with a light rail. Not that I'm installing any lights under these cabinets or anything, that's not necessary. Really just to cover up the rough part of the cabinet that's showing. Also, I have some sides over here that need some fillers, and so we're gonna put all that in with a light rail and tie it all in with some trim. I've also got some cabinet hardware to install, as well as a drying rack that I bought that I gotta put on the wall. I still need to fix the ceiling from where I hung the new light fixture. So I hope you get all this stuff done this weekend, so stick around so you can see the reveal. All right, let me get after it.
You whispered enlightenment being dark among hand, there's no sea. Enlightenment being dark among hand, there's no sea. Enlightenment being dark among hand.
This is our old drying rack for our laundry room. And although it gets a lot of use, I hate this thing. This one is actually broken right now. So what better time to try to find some type of better solution. This drying rack came with its own hardware for installation, and it included these plastic wall anchors. I can't stand these things. Something I pretty much always have on hand are these easy anchor drywall and stud anchors. They're rated for up to 50 pounds. They're self-drilling, super easy to use. Anytime something comes with hardware, I pretty much ditch it and use these things. That's what I did here today. overall, I'm really happy with the way the laundry room's coming together. The only thing is, above that drying rack, it really felt like it was needing something, lacking something. So I decided to bring that same color that's on top of the washer and dryer over to that side of the wall with a custom floating shelf. So here we go. Like I mentioned before, sometimes my DIY projects are not planned down to the final detail, but that's not always a bad thing. Like for example, my next project I'm gonna be working on is a barn door for my closet. All we have is the cased opening to our closet, making this the perfect place to put a barn door. Only I have to get rid of the TV, towel rack, and this hamper. It just so happens that this hamper is gonna fit and look great in the laundry room. But for now, all the construction in this laundry room is finally finished, and so it's time to get all the stuff back in here and put it all together and show you what it looks like in the end. So another unplanned thing happened during this remodel. The Dyson cordless vacuum we had stopped working, so I needed to get a new vacuum. That thing really didn't look good in here anyway, so I did some research and I found a Samsung that I think looks pretty cool. Not only is this one much cooler looking, but it's also cheaper. So I'm gonna get this thing hung up on the wall, kind of where the other one was. And to do that, I'm gonna use some toggle anchors. Much like the drying rack, I ditched the hardware that came with this vacuum, and I'm using toggles and washers that I had in my garage. These will slide into a hole I'm making the drywall and grab onto a large amount of drywall in the back. It should stand up really well to us putting on and taking off this vacuum all the time.